Okay, hey you guys. Hey you guys. Here we go, y'all. We are back. And y'all, this we back to this mess. As y'all can see, the title today is Get the Whip. Get the whip. Because that's just where we're going. And let me also put it out there, okay? I'm cooking. Sorry, y'all. I'm cooking. Um with this book, because we are back to Flowers in the Attic. um with this book we gonna do like two chapters every time I come on here because these people crazy. Unless, I mean, once we get to the middle part and like they just up there and ain't nobody really coming, we'll, I'll do some more chapters. But it's we gonna go slow and steady with this book because these people crazy, and there's only so much we could take. But also, I want to say that we're going to get. I'll throw some palate cleansers in there too because this book crazy. These people crazy. We got to get whips and all kinds of foolishness. So I'll throw some Encyclopedia Brown as requested by Scott in there. So as we know, we have transformed, and I probably should get another hat because this is my Watson hat. This is my Sherlock hat. We are now nosy neighbors. We are just peeking through the blinds and being like, what in the hell is going on over there with them crazy people, them crazy religious people? It is, of course, you, Scott, me, the crazy family across the way that we be looking at like, no, he didn't. No, girl, no, she didn't come in the dead of the night with a bunch of children. We ain't seen her in a long time. So that's where we are. We are not part of this family. We are not part of the Scooby-Doo agency because we don't want to have to file no paperwork on these people. You know what? I forgot my straw. Anyway, so that's where we are. We getting some whips. We figuring it out. We getting a straw too. Now, what I have on today is my church outfit because look, honey, I'm afraid of that mama. We are sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost today because I'm scared of grandma. She is crazy. Scott is sitting over there in a robe because ain't nobody got time to be playing with grandma and all them threats that she made, them 2,700 rules that she got going on over there. Also, I'm restarting up, doing my light bright as arts and crafts. So, okay, y'all, look at me avoiding. I'm avoiding telling this story because these people crazy. Okay, so here we go. So last we left off, they had went to bed. Grandma had laid all them rules out. Scott, what did you think about them rules? Did you get time to think about it?
Yeah. I think grandmother is like laying some ideas in these children's head that they might not have had. Kind of like, you tell a kid, don't go through that door, and then you leave the house. What are they going to do? Don't go in that cabinet.
The way this one we're talking about beating the hell out of them, to whipping not just their back but their ego, I would just avoid it all. But no, he's right. We're not going through no doors. We're not doing nothing, honey. Not with this crazy woman running amok. But nevertheless, we gonna persist. So we go to bed. Everybody went to sleep. They tired. They mama, they had them walking all night, whatever. So, let's keep going on with this foolishness. So the next day they wake up. We got the twins, we got Kathy, we got Christopher. I'm just gonna call them the twins for now until we need to individuate their names. And so they wake up and the twins are like, where the hell are we? And Kathy and Christopher are like, y'all remember walking through the nothing, the darkness that we walked through? And they're like, girl, how we get here? Where our mama at? Of course, naturally, I mean, they're 3 and 4, so of course they're gonna ask where their mama is. So they like, where our mama at? And where our house at, girl? What is this? And so, Kathy and Christopher are doing their best to keep these children at bay, even though these are not their children. This they mama's foolishness that she did because she don't want to get no job or do nothing with her life. This is her mess. They're trying to clean it up. So eventually here come the Lulu Chew. grandma, she come upstairs and she bring them picnic basket full of food, and remind you in the rules, she told them eat all that food, eat it all, or else.
It was only coming once a day, right?
Only once a day, but it was a full thing. So it had cereal and milk, or no, there was like bacon and eggs and milk and some fried chicken and some sandwiches and some green beans, stuff like that. Like she just threw it up there and told them to shut up and be quiet and be happy that they got it. And then she leaves. And so, they eat their breakfast. The twins are complaining because they're like, we want cereal. We don't want no bacon. And Kathy and Christopher are just like, oh my God, like, what the hell are we supposed to do? Honey, try to escape, abandon all hope, but whatever. They don't do that. So, so eventually grandma comes and she lets them into the attic. And so they go exploring the attic. And this is where it gets a little interesting. And as the book goes on, the attic kind of becomes their magical place. But as it stands, it's dusty, it's old. They're exploring all the stuff. And Kathy's seeing some good stuff. Like the way she described the attic, it sounded kind of like my closet. Like there was, flapper outfits, which I would totally be all up in them flapper outfits. They got, I don't know, furniture. They got, outfits from like corsets, like old school 1800 outfits. They got a Confederate uniform. They got a Union uniform to go. They got all the old stuff.
Now, question. I thought they were already in the attic. I thought that's where they're supposed to be hiding now.
They in a room. Yeah. The attic is through the closet and then this other special door. And the maids aren't allowed to go there because remember, they were stealing. Probably stole a couple of them flapper dresses because, honey, that's a good Halloween thing to have. I have a few. So anyway, they get to go in there. So they're in there. They're having they're not having a good time. It's hot as hell because ain't no AC because this is set in like the 1950s or 60s. There is no AC, so it's hot. So the kids are like, oh my God, it would just be so nice if we could open a window. But remember, one of them 78 rules that grandma laid down was, don't you ever open them blinds. Don't you open the windows. Skirt, put that robe on tighter. Okay. So whatever. So they're exploring. And eventually, as 3, 4 or 5 year olds do, they start crying that they want to go outside and they want their mama. So Kathy and Christopher get the idea like, let's take some of this old stuff. Let's tie some sheets together and make them a swing. Let's just give them something to do. And then it also gives Kathy and Christopher something to do because they can't go to school because they locked in the attic. So they, create this little playroom for the twins. And the twins play there for like 2 minutes and then nothing. They were just like, so let's go eat. So they go eat. The food is all bad because what's supposed to be cold is now hot. What's supposed to be hot is now cold. It's just a mess. And my thought was, why don't you take the hot food and just leave it up in that attic, honey? It's hot up in there. Just keep it warm for you, whatever. But these are children. They're like 12. 11, 12, something like that. So, life goes on. So eventually the twins start getting on Kathy and Christopher's nerves so bad. They like, it's nighttime. Just go to sleep. And so they go to sleep. Now, at a point, they decide to bathe the twins. Now, again, this is why I read y'all all them rules. Again, grandma told them, boys and girls bathe separate like. But they were like, it's fine. God can see us and God has seen us bathe the twins together before. So we're just going to bathe them together. No big deal. So they do that. They accomplish it without getting beat down. Then Kathy and Christopher decide they going to wash up, but they like to sit in the bathroom together. Like one be in the tub, the other one be sitting on the toilet, just talking to each other. And again, I don't know who, like Scott, after I listed them rules, and after I talked about that grandma, would you take the chance to bathe?
Yeah, you might not want to do that.
Well, they don't get caught. That's the bright spot here. Okay, they don't get caught. So they sitting there talking and trying to strategize and give each other hope and tell each other, okay, this is what we can do with the twins. They trying to strategize what to do, not escape, what to do to keep hanging in here in this attic situation. So eventually the twins wake back up and the little girl twin decides she want to start screaming at the top of her lungs because she want her mama. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Rightfully, I would have been crying for my mama too. So she's yelling at the top of her lungs. And guess what happens?
Grandma was in.
Nope, mama come. Eventually, mama come. She manifested somewhere out of nowhere. Like they said, they had waited for her all day long. The minutes felt like hours. They didn't know where the hell she was, what was she doing, what state she was in, if she was ever coming back. She told them, hey, we only gonna be here for a day, but that was a whole lie. And so finally, mama come up and she walking all stiff. Mama walking all stiff and just looking podunk and looking war torn, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And mama come up and she's like, "Hey guys!" And so the twins run over there and they hugging on her and they loving on her, and they're like, "Oh my god!" The twins are like, "Mom, they kept us in this room. They so mean." And mom is just looking like, "Girl, I ain't got time for this. I'm going through some stuff, girl. My husband then passed away. I'm grieving. I'm stiff. I'm sore. I'm rich. I don't have time for this." And so finally, the little girl twin starts screaming again. To which this time, here come grandma, honey. Here come grandma.
Just the granddaddy doesn't know about him yet, right?
Granddaddy don't know nothing about nothing here, honey. He just know his daughter returned out of nowhere. Quiet as it's kept, they say she married her half uncle. That's what they say. So, well, that's what the grandma say. So grandma come up there and she's like, "Tell that little heifer to shut up." She don't say them words, but that's how I translated it from English to the way I think. So she's like, "Tell that little heifer to shut up." And so the little girl said, "Oh, no, you don't, honey. I'm the baby here." Okay. So what does the little girl do? She closed her mouth. She take a big old swallow and she opened her mouth and yelled louder. Period. I was like, yes, the only person that got some sense here are the damn children, the little children. And so the grandma was like, "Corinne, you need to get that child for I get her." But before Corinne could even do anything, grandma went and grabbed that little girl by her hair and just yanked her up. And so the little brother is like, "Oh no, you don't get to do that to my sister." And he went and bit the grandma. So she just took her hand and just busted him upside the head. Honey, it was child abuse city. It was child abuse city. 4-year-olds getting thrown over here. 4-year-olds getting thrown over there. 4-year-olds just flying all over the attic. It's sad.
It is.
Meanwhile, mama's still just sitting there like Beyonce when they was in that elevator when Solange was beating up on Jay-Z. She's just sitting there like, ow. Just unbothered. So, eventually, the mama gathers the twins together and the grandmama is pissed. She is pissed at this point. So grandma's like, "Let me tell you something. I knew something was wrong with y'all, especially because your mama and her half uncle are what produced you devil spine." Oh, wait. That's the glasses is for the mama. I feel like grandma be looking people dead in the eye, right in their pupil. Y'all are devil spine, and this is why y'all acting the way y'all do, because y'all inbred. Okay, and so because grandma is a spiteful little thing, grandma's like, "Go ahead, show them here," and I'm gonna read the part. I could read this whole book to y'all. I swear I could. This should be storytelling hour because this book is crazy. This is why we can only do 2 chapters at a time, because the stuff this woman be saying, the stuff these people be doing, just invokes so many emotions and so many thoughts in my mind. Like, does anybody ever wonder, like, where the hell V.C. Andrews, like, for anybody who's read the book or seen, I think they had a couple of times they put it on TV. Have y'all ever wondered, like, where the hell did she get these stories from? Like, who was doing incest around her? Was she the neighbor like us, just looking like, ooh, ooh, girl? Or is this her family? I don't know. So anyway, let me read the part. Cause grandma got mama like Kanye West had Bianca Censori, child. Okay. So now, Corin, take off that blouse. Remember, Bianca Censori was just standing there. Then she had to drop that part down. And Kanye was standing there like, yeah, yeah. That's what they got going on here. Okay. No, now, Corin, take off that blouse. It really say that. Take off that blouse. Slowly, reluctantly, her face as white as death. Mama pivoted around. I told you it's like Bianca Censori. I bet you that's where she got it from. Pivoted around, presenting her back just as a violent shudder shivered down her spine. Stiffly, her arms lifted. With great difficulty, each button of her white blouse was unfastened. Girl is getting kind of saucy. It's getting saucy and sultry, child. Or it could be getting funky. We don't know. Carefully, she eased down the blouse to expose her back. Under the blouse, she didn't wear a slip or a bra, and it was easy to see why. Told you it's Bianca Censori. I heard Chris pulling his breath, and Corey and Carrie must have looked, for their whimpers reached my ear. Now I knew why Mama, usually so graceful, and had walked stiffly into our room with eyes red from weeping. Scott, what you think happened to her?
Guess mom or daddy gave her a beating, a whipping.
Or Kanye got to her. We don't know. Her back was stripped with long, angry red welts from her neck on down to the waistband of her blue skirt. Some of the puffier welts were crusted over with dry blood. There was barely an inch of uncut, unmarred skin between the hideous whipping marks. Unfeeling, uncaring, discarding our sensitivities or those of our mother, new instructions issued from my grandmother. Take a good long look, children. Know that these whip marks go all the way down to your mother's feet. Girl, she probably was standing there with her whip, like, yeah. Like, you know this woman crazy. You know she likes it. She's a little sadistic. She looks sadistic. 33 lashes for each year of her life. And 15 extra lashes for each year she lived in sin with your father. Scott, did you feel it? And I got my bullwhip from my ringmaster costume. I feel like this is what she used to do this. Your grandfather ordered this punishment, but I was the one who applied the whip. Your mother's crimes are against God and the moral principles society lives by. Hers was an unholy marriage, a sacrilege, a marriage that was an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. And as if this wasn't enough, they had to have children. 4 of them. Children spawned from the devil, evil from the moment of conception. Right. Scott's a little sadistic too. So, grandma is over here just getting off on whipping people from head down to their feet because they didn't marry their half uncle. And mama's over there just with her sunglasses on, like, oh my God, I think I whipped. I work hard for the money. Okay. And so with that, grandma, I guess she was like, let me tell you something. And if you ever disrespect me again, if you ever do anything, because I already don't like you. Oh, wait, I got on the glasses. That's not grandma look. She said, if y'all ever do anything again, to include screaming little girl who decided she wanted to yell at the top of her lungs in this house, I gave you 2,782 rules. You too gonna catch some. You gonna catch some too. Look, yeah. Bite me one more time, little boy. Bite me again. That's what she didn't say that, but again, I translate. I'm a translator. You know what I like to think is this grandmother as?
What's that?
Joan Crawford from Mommy Dear. It's giving no wire hangers. What say you, Scott?
Yeah, it's a little unhinged.
She's just slightly unhinged. So, you know, with that, grandma said, case closed, baby. Court adjourned. I'm going back downstairs. She threw that key at the mama and said, whenever you done with them, lock them up and come on back down. But make sure you tell them why you got beat up like you did. So this is where we get to Mama Story chapter. So after grandma leaves, you know, the mama decides, okay, honey, while I'm sitting here suffering, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all what really went down, even though you can probably, you know, deduce from what your grandma keep saying what happened. So mama was saying, you know, I was born here to wealth. I had 2 older brothers, but both of them passed away, you know, before I got to, you know, being a grown woman. You know, they passed by the time I was 14. You know, I was the baby of the family. And she said, you know, so I was living here, and she was like, I was under these crazy oppressive rules. Okay. If y'all think y'all have rules, imagine like being the daughter of this crazy woman. You know, we couldn't see nobody. I couldn't do nothing. We had to be at church all the time. They hated all my friends. They felt like nobody was Christian enough, honey. It was hard. I was here on my own, but I lived in the lap of luxury. My daddy spoiled me. And she was telling them, like, my daddy's a collector. And he doesn't collect because he enjoys the art. He collects because he just like the flex of saying he got something. So he was flexing that his little daughter was so beautiful. Like, I was a flex for him. Not that he cared about me. I was just a flex. Like, look how pretty my daughter is. My daughter prettier than yours, kind of thing. You know, not that he appreciated it. He just liked to flex on them. And so, you know, he kept her, you know, in the house as part of his collection. Well, you know, eventually his daddy, like her father's daddy, married somebody at 55. She was 16. Her name was Alicia. Okay, he got him a little very young thing. He pulled some Marvin Gaye type stuff. So he got him a little 16-year-old, and the 16-year-old got pregnant. And so and then like not too long after the 16-year-old had that child, her half uncle, Christopher Sr., not too long after the granddaddy had that baby, he went on and passed away, child. He went daisies up. And so the Corinne's daddy was supposed to split the money because the daddy had a bunch of money. He was supposed to split the money, but he said, that baby only 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep his half of the money, not give the ex-wife nothing. Chick, kick rocks, blow bubbles, go on that way. Well, Alicia, who is his half brother's mother, she got married again, but that man passed away too. So she ended up living in poverty with Christopher, the half uncle or whatever. But then eventually she got breast cancer, and she passed away when, you know, the half uncle was about 17, almost 18. And her dying wish was, could you please take care of him and maybe give him the money that he's supposed to inherit from his daddy? But whatever. I mean, one can just ask. All you can do is ask. So he did come and live with Corinne and her family. So Corinne did what she, you know, I guess this is where she started this habit. She said before her half uncle came, she went on and got bathed and got washed, put on her perfume, honey, put on her best dress. Now, this is before they got married. She put on her best dress. She's 14. He's like 17 going on 18. She put on her best dress and boom, he came in and she said, that is the most good looking man I have ever seen. Mostly probably because I don't get to see no men. Because I'm trapped in this golden cage. Yeah, I got money, but I can't go nowhere and I'm not allowed to talk to people. So, that's the most perfect man I've seen. And clearly he felt the same. And from Corinne, she's saying it was love at first sight. Scott, have you ever had love at first sight?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you also weren't locked away in the house, so. They she was lonely because nobody was allowed to talk to her. She couldn't have no friends. All she could do is go to church, all that. So, and her and half uncle were similar age because granddaddy had, him at 55 with a 16-year-old. So they were similar in age. So they kind of hung out. They would go to the garden and talk, and they were pushing each other in swings and connecting on different levels. So eventually they were like, I'm in love with you. And she was like, I'm in love with you too. And what we gonna do? And eventually they ran off and eloped, but not before old boy went to Yale. Christopher, the dad, went to Yale, got his degree, like everything was fine until they eloped and then came back to her daddy, and the daddy was like, get the out my house. Get out. This is disgusting. Now, I'm going to say this, and y'all can let me know if y'all can put it in the comment section. If y'all want me to, I will skip all them other books and get to, I think it's Seeds of Garden or something. That's the one about the crazy grandma. Did y'all want me to do that one? Like how she got to be where she is? Because it's like a 6-book series here. Y'all think about that and let me know. Because she's the star of this show, in my opinion. She's the Cruella de Vil. The devil has Prada. So, granddaddy didn't put them out. And they had to change their name because otherwise they wouldn't have really been able to get married because y'all are actually related. So they had to change their whole identity, and then they went off and lived their life. And then of course they were scared that these children were gonna come out deformed and defective. But nope, everybody came out perfect. Everything was great. And then we know what happened. Eventually the daddy passed away, and then we ended up right back where we started, in hell, getting whipped from top to bottom, and then have to be like Bianca Censori rolling through, taking off our clothes and showing the children. Okay? And your mama standing there looking like Kanye West, like, yeah, show them kids, show them what I did. Like, girl, if you don't get yourself to therapy, ma'am, you don't need Jesus. You need a therapist. You need Sigmund Freud. Yeah. That's what you need. You need a little Carl Jung, ma'am. So anyway, so the mama's like, yeah, so y'all are very inbred. Okay. My daddy clearly disowned me because I had children with my uncle. No big deal. No big deal. Y'all came out fine. It's fine. No big deal. And because your uncle passed away early, I'm here to try to get his inheritance, my inheritance. Cause honey, I grew up rich. I was a debutante. I don't know how to do nothing. I don't know how to do nothing but get married to rich men. Blink. Okay. So she's like, that's why I'm back here. She was like, but I know I told y'all it was going to be one day. Looking at these whelps and this whip, all these whips that I got on my back and my legs and stuff, is probably going to take just a little bit longer. But I'm just as enslaved as y'all are. Okay, I'm in it too. Baby, we one team, one force, one fight. So she was like, this is what I'm going to do. Because I just cannot bear the thought of y'all being up here, I'm going to go get a job. Now, mind you, this woman talking out both sides of her mouth. Because she said she don't know how to do nothing. But then she like, I'm going to go get a job. and I'm gonna bust y'all out. So Kathy, like, girl, how long that's gonna take? Because we tired of being in here raising your children that we didn't ask for all this. We didn't ask you to get to go marry your uncle. We didn't ask for that. We didn't ask you to not know how to do nothing. We didn't ask you to bring us back here and lock us in this attic. So how long do you think it's gonna take for you to get your secretary job that you lying and telling us that you gonna get? And the mom was like, yeah, about a month. But if it take longer, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about it. Because I got you. Scott, do you think the mom has them?
No. I don't feel like she does.
Well, it don't matter because she was buttering them children up, honey. She was manipulating her ass off. She was like, girl, Kathy, you look like me when I was younger. You just got to have faith. Christopher, he was over there just drinking the Kool-Aid. She's like, you're so handsome like your dad. You're so strong. Believe in me. She ain't say nothing to them twins. She was just like, girl, they're lost cause. Okay, you almost got me whipped some more with all that screaming. Y'all lost cause. So she was like, take care of them children. Give me a little time. I'm gonna get out of here. Kathy, fix your face because you over there looking like you doubt me. Because all through Kathy's mind, she was like, girl, this lady is full of she is full of stuff. But Kathy was going with it anyway. So in the end, the twins end up, she left them twins crying with Christopher and Kathy. And she was like, I got to go butter up my daddy so I can get some money. So we can live a good, wealthy, fabulously wealthy life. Okay. Toodles. I'm going to go get some A&D ointment. You know, I'm going to go get some, what is that called? Neosporin for my back, for my whips on my back. Y'all be quiet so my mama don't whip me no more. And with that, my girl bounced. And so after that, here we go. See, here's the mind trick. Here's the mind F here. Here's the mind F. When she left, Kathy was like, Christopher, we in danger. Christopher was like, girl, you need to believe in mama. He's like a complete mama's boy. You need to believe in mama. She got us. She said she gonna do it. She gonna do it. And Kathy just over there like, girl, Christopher, she done left us with these crying ass twins. Her mama crazy as hell. This is not a good situation. But Christopher like, shh, go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And that kind of ends it. That's we gonna end it there. We gonna end it there. I don't even want to get into the rest of it. Not yet. Not yet, but we definitely didn't got mama whipped. So she trying to atone to her daddy so she can get some money. And I mean, you got to hear this woman begging. It was a damn mess. She was like, and it was just like, girl, go be a stripper. So anyway, so what are your thoughts about this so far, Scott?
The plot thickens.
Oh, it ain't even got thick enough yet. It's just gonna keep getting thicker and thicker. What are you? Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
I mean, I just think that there's gonna be some more twists that I wasn't anticipating.
Oh yeah, this is Scott's first time with Flowers in the Attic. Like, get into it. Now, what do you think the lessons learned are?
I mean, I don't have much yet, except for I just think that it's just setting up for an environment that these kids are gonna do some wacky things.
The mama gonna do some wacky stuff too, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't trust that mama. Look, Kathy, don't nobody trust the mama. The mama over there manipulating.
I think there's gonna be a lot of wackiness going on with everybody.
How can you not? Before we even end this, also the mama was in there justifying marrying her uncle. She was like, other cultures do it. There are other cultures that do it. It's just this society don't agree with you marrying your uncle and having children by him. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what we did. We were in love. And I'm just like, girl,
Well, I mean, this is what, like the 40s?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're not
50s, around 50s.
you're too many generations away from.
Are you gonna say Jerry Lewis?
Well,
Because he
just
married his
no.
cousin.
Um,
Einstein married his cousin too.
yeah, I mean, like, wasn't too many generations before that where there was like stuff like that and just marrying young kids.
The granddaddy did it. The granddaddy was 55 with a 16-year-old, like
so,
sir.
For the time period, it's not like. Man, it's not whack. I'm not saying it's not whack, but it's not like super out of whack as it is like today.
It's just gonna get whack here. Scott don't even know. For those who know, you know.
And the fact that the grandmother is so. She seems like she's overcompensating for stuff that there's deeper stuff afoot, but I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, you got to kind of go into the grandmama book because there's a book for the grandma too. But nonetheless, so you don't have no lessons learned?
No, that's what I have.
My lesson learned is this. I grew up in the church. The pastor's children were always the worst because they were the most repressed. Don't be repressing your children because the pendulum gonna swing here and then gonna swing here. And that's kind of what happened. They repressed that child. She didn't know nobody and she fell in love with the first person she saw, and that just happened to be her uncle. Don't be repressing your children or yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's like going on a diet. When you don't eat candy for a long time, when you finally get into that candy, you go crazy. Don't do it. Balance. Just a balance, okay? They should have been showing her men. And for the mama, also, second lesson. This is an unexpected bonus lesson. Don't be doing stuff in desperation. Because my girl is doing it in desperation. And don't be doing stuff in desperation because people going to treat you bad. She should have just went on and been a stripper, child. She should just went on, got on that pole, honey. Okay? Did that stir up any lessons for you, Scott?
No. No lessons will be at the end.
Oh. By that point, you're going to be all kinds of messed up. Okay, so as you know, before we end, we like to do a little food for the Scooby-Doo agency. But this is going to kind of be our popcorn. Like for the Scooby-Doo, when we do Sherlock, that's the Scooby Stacks. But this is just our popcorn, child. So we got not sun chips, we got sun. And it's garlic baguette. I feel like this is going to be good. I'm excited. Support your local Asian stores. Okay. That's an interesting smell.
It smells like garlic. Right.
I wouldn't say it tastes like a garlic baguette.
No, it's good, but no, it's different than what I think it would taste like.
Yeah, it tastes kind of sweet.
Yeah,
it's good though.
Has a sweetness to it.
It's got the chip eater.
Trips you up a little. That's where it trips you up a little.
Yeah, it's more like onion than garlic, in my opinion.
It actually kind of smells sort of like buttered popcorn.
Get your popcorn, honey, because this foolishness, we're going to push through because I think they just going to be in the attic and grandma going to come. But it's going to get to that point where it get a little crazy. It's going to get real crazy. Real wild and crazy. So with that, like I said, I'm going to do this probably about 2 chapters a day until it gets kind of mundane. But in between, we're going to have palette cleansers with a little detective work with Encyclopedia Brown. It'll be like story time because I'm going to just read it straight from the book and let y'all guess. So that's what's up and coming. Did you have anything else before we go?
I do not. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, like, share, and subscribe. I'm the best YouTuber ever because I forget that all the time. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And with that, from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace, love, happiness. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next.